In the National League, it was little more than a week ago that the Philadelphia Phillies kept looking behind to see who was creeping up as their Eastern Division lead dwindled. But now the Phils can rest a little bit easier after a most successful week. The Phillies at times this season have suffered a power drainage, but Mike Schmidt, Greg Luzinski and company flipped a few switches with timely connections, and behold, Philadelphia power was quickly restored. While one challenger, the Pirates, was pushed back by the Mets, the other challenger, the Cubs, got swept by the Phils. Hey, get your hot franks. The Cubs manager may not have had a legitimate beef here, but who can blame him for laying on a little mustard? And who can blame the Phillies for feeling a sense of relief? Tug McGraw, the spirit of Philadelphia, goes right on with his top-flight relief pitching. Recently, some have hinted of another installment of the 1964 Philadelphia Folderoo. Says who, said McGraw. Indeed who, now that Philadelphia's reopened its big lead. One Philly strong point is up the middle. Gary Maddox spins a web for center field flies. And while Bud Harrelson and Jim Morrison sit behind the doors, shortstop and second are laced in style. Larry Boa has covered everything. And at second base, Ted Sizemore is back in step after injury. For those who question whether the Phils can carry the ball the rest of the way, one might answer it depends on what kind of game they play. If baseball, a qualified probably in a year of improbables. Out west, the Los Angeles Dodgers may have capped the lid against the rise of improbability in their division. Shooting for their second pennant in a row, the Dodgers are picking off opponents like skeet shooters. For most of the season, it appeared Los Angeles might be outraced by San Francisco's dark horse Giants. But recently, the Dodgers pulled in the reins on their old rival. Manager Joe Altobelli deserves plenty of credit for taking San Francisco this far and insists his young team will still be heard from. But all that could be heard was the blasting of Dodger bats, shaking up a tiring Giant pitching staff, a two-game sweep in Los Angeles, and then the next week, 2 more in San Francisco. Actually, right now, the Dodgers don't care who they play. Take Houston. Bert Hooton did for victory number 17. 6 straight and 12 of 14. Or Atlanta, where 39-year-old Jim Bouton made his first big league appearance in 8 years. For 3 innings, it appeared his unlikely comeback might be not so unlikely. Then the Dodgers routed him for 6 runs, moving straight ahead with their September pennant drive. Steve Garvey, as dependable as California sunshine, went 5 for 5 and drove in his 100th run. A few weeks ago, a clash between Garvey and Don Sutton challenged Dodger harmony. But Garvey keeps hitting, Sutton keeps winning, and the Dodgers keep moving. As a matter of probability, it appears the Dodgers' next challenge may come in October.
You know one thing, it's like old times. Well, see you, Larry. You guys did a good job. You had a great year.
As the Phillies and Dodgers got set to square off in their second straight NLCS, each team had victory on their minds. The Phils were hoping to wash away the bitter taste of 2 straight playoff failures, while the Dodgers, who had beaten Philly in '77, were more than ready for the rematch.
We knew it was going to be a battle, and we had the pieces to be able to win.
And right from Game 1, the Dodgers showed those Phils the difference between hope and relief.
First pitch to Garvey, hit hard, left center field. It's on its way, heading for the wall, and it's gone.
In the opener, Steve Garvey smacked 2 homers to power a Dodger win. And in Game 2, Tommy John threw a 4-hit shutout.
The Dodgers have won Game 2.
The Phils were on the brink of another elimination. But back in L.A., they would manage to stay alive in Game 3.
He hits it a long ways to deep right center field. It is out of here! 3-run home run. It's a 4-0 ball game.
And I tell you, this Dodger crowd is stunned with that 3-run homer by Carl.
Batter up. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. For a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or 2. From Walla Washington to Kalamazoo, it's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good day to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium, Game 4 of the National League Championship Series, best 3 out of 5. The Dodgers have won 2 of the first 3. However, the Phils coming off the floor last night behind Steve Carlton, and today it's Doug Rauch and Randy Lerch.
So here we go as the Dodgers try to win it. The Phillies try to get even. The first pitch of the game taken for a strike. Doug Rauch.
It flashed on the board that his home ERA is 2.84, so he likes to pitch in this ballpark. Of course, he likes the grass, which a lot of pitchers do.
Up high on the count, 1-1. He is the type of pitcher who really never looks impressive, yet all he seems to do is get people out. Full count on Mike Schmidt. Doug Rauch from Columbus, Texas. Popped up in foul ground. Yeager coming back. All the way back, but runs out of room just barely. Ball landing on top of the screen, protecting the dugout seats.
Now, the one thing here at Dodger Stadium, you've got a lot of room behind home plate, and you can't give up on any of those balls. Number one, the ball's going to be coming back at you, and you can make some of those. That ball was only about a foot or so away from Steve Yeager that particular time. He made one right over there last night. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking if Edmund, he had enough time that a little crawl up on top wouldn't hurt. It may break, but other than that, no problem.
3-2 pitch is hammered fair down the left field line and off the fence fronting the temporary seats. Mike Schmidt is on his way to second. Baker's throw is cut off by Russell, so Schmidt has a double leading off.
Batting second.
That's Mike's 3rd hit in the series.
He got the count 3-2 and then just drove it right inside the bag down the line. And you see the left field umpire right now. That is Nick Colosi out there, and he is following that ball very closely in a stand-up double for Schmidt. Well, Larry Bowa went down to talk to Billy DeMars. The signs are pretty evident right now, but Larry's got a job to do.
Boa, switch hitter at the plate. Say at the edge of the grass as Boa bluffs a bunt. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Missing ball 2. 2-0 the count. Ball 3.
In the papers, Rauch was quoted as saying, "I'm going to go as hard as I can, as long as I can." And for a person who is an off-speed pitcher, not an overpowering type pitcher, if he's trying to get a little extra, sometimes that can work against him.
And Larry Bowa aboard on 4 pitches. The runners at first and second, nobody out. Of course, the champagne is on ice in the Dodger clubhouse. They need to win only today or tomorrow as Red Adams will go to the mound, the Dodger pitching coach. And already it is Rick Rhoden throwing in the Dodger bullpen. In Philadelphia, The Dodgers won 2 handily, 9-5, 4-0. Last night here, Phillies came back to keep breathing, winning 9-4.
Well, I think right here, Tommy Lasorda is not going to go that far with Rao. If he gets in any kind of trouble, why, it's been a toss-up anyway, whether it was Rao or Roden. And they've already committed to the right-hand hitting lineup as far as the Phillies are concerned. He'll go quickly to make a change because it's awful tough, as we said before, to try and play catch-up if you get down with a club that's got the power that the Phillies have. That makes it awful tough.
Gary Maddox, the batter. Gary is 4 for 14 in the playoffs as you look at his regular season figures. Mike Schmidt at second. Larry Boa at first, and nobody out in the first inning. 1-0 on a breaking pitch. Maddox loops it to right field. Reggie Smith coming in, but it drops in for a base hit. Schmidt had to hold, and despite Smith juggling the ball, Schmidt has to stop at third. So a double, a walk, and a single, and they're loaded up with nobody out for Greg Luzinski in the first inning.
Left fielder, Greg Luzinski.
Bases loaded, Mike Schmidt at third. Larry Boa at second. Gary Maddox, the looping hit. On at first, and the big man, the bull, Greg Luzinski at the plate. 35 homers this season, including a big one last Saturday. 3-run shot in the game that clinched the East. 1-0, Tommy Lasorda, who was ebullient as always before the game. Concerned right now. The 1-0 pitch. Ball 2-0.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better situation for the Phillies to be in. Down 2-1, coming to Los Angeles, winning the big one last night. Starting off the game with the bases loaded and the bull up there. Maddox, of course, they didn't want to bunt over the runners because if they had, they would just walk the bull, and that would have left them with Cardinal. Now they have Luzinski.
The 2-0 to Gregg gets the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. Luzinski up there looking for a 2-0 pitch, something to hit, and route through a good pitch that got the black of the plate outside. 2-1. Hit foul down the right field line and back out of play. So the count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luzinski. Got him. He did.
You know, that's a, of course, you don't know how, you know how big that strikeout is, of course, to get Bull out of there. The fastball, 3-1 that he fouled down the right field line. In the back of your mind, Rao makes you think that you are going to change speeds on you. He's doing a good fastball. Now he's got so much confidence in that changeup, and you saw Bull how far out front he was. He made a good pitch with it.
Boy, that is a big out right there. Now you get the ground ball, you got a chance to get out of the inning, and you talk about taking wind out of some sails if that should happen.
Jose Cardinal at the plate with 1 out. 1-0 the count.
This little guy can hit.
Trying to celebrate his 35th with the bases loaded. 1 away. And again, Rao will have to do it the hard way. He fell behind a Luzinski, came back to get him, and now he's 2-0 with Cardinal. The 2-0 delivery is popped up. He's foul ground. Yeager coming all the way back, but won't have a play.
Well, that time, I think Yeager might have heard you talking, Johnny, because he went up on that screen. He was going over it.
All of a sudden, when the bases are loaded, you'll do anything to get that guy out of there.
Of course, the more room there is in foul territory, and there's plenty of it here, the more it becomes a pitcher's park.
They do everything for the pitchers.
Well, they did make it a pitcher's park when they moved the home plate out 10 feet. I'll guarantee you that.
That wasn't our favor. Of course, you didn't have these guys swinging the bats either.
2-1 pitch, a liner to Russell. He goes to Lopes, not in time. Boa just barely gets back, and Lasorda comes racing out of the dugout. John McSherry making the call at second on a bang-bang play as Boa is able to get back to keep the Phillies alive in the first.
Well, that was a close play. And the ball was hit so hard that actually Boa couldn't get that far off the bag. As we look at it again, that ball hooking right to Billy Russell. And I got to believe that John McSherry right there, as we look at it from another angle, He's right there to make the call. I think he's safe.
Tie goes to runner.
That's right. In the 7th grade or in Dodger Stadium.
Now Jerry Martin, the batter. Martin and Bake McBride platooning in this series in right field as they did much of the season. The 2-1 pitch. Martin pops it up, and Rao's going to get out of the inning. Yeager is there, and the Phillies faced a big threat. No run, 2 hits, leaves 3. After a half, Phillies nothing, and the Dodgers coming up. Randy Lerch, 11-8, 3.96 ERA. He, like Steve Carlton, a very good hitting pitcher, hit 2 homers last Saturday in the game that clinched the East against Pittsburgh. Randy Lerch on the mound. Knew all along, Johnny, he'd be starting game number 4, trying to get the Phillies even today.
Well, I'm sure he's geared up for it. I don't know which is best, to know beforehand or know the night before. Randy Lerch, of course, one of the reporters came into the clubhouse and told Larry Sherry, the pitching coach, says, did you tell Don Robinson that this guy can hit? And he said, go on. Yeah, we know he can hit, so what? So the first time up he hits a double play. The next 2 times he takes him straight out of center field. And that doesn't hurt yourself at all, as Steve Carlton proved. The old bearded wonder from the left side has been around for the last couple of years with the Phillies. Developed the good fastball, curveball, and changeup. And looking on, a very interested party there in the center. Third from the left, Walter Smokey Alston. They got him in from Ohio, off the pool table and the golf course to watch his whole team.
So Davey Lopes to lead off in the bottom of the first inning. The Phillies had the bases loaded, nobody out, couldn't score in the top of the first. Now Davey Lopes, who had 6 hits in the first 2 games, then drew a blank last night, went 0 for 4, so he is 6 for 13 in the playoffs.
Don, would that bother you to know the night before, or would you rather prepare yourself a little bit all along, like 3 or 4 days ahead of time?
No, it never bothered me, John. I know that some pitchers, though, it does bother. They don't like to know, and I'll tell you, if you're going to be a starting pitcher, that's awful tough.
Davey Lopes hits it to right field. Jerry Martin is there. 1 away. 1 down.
Number 4.
And Billy North coming up, switch hitter who plays against the left-handers. The Phillies, the outfield of Luzinski, Maddox, and Martin. The infield, Schmidt at third, Boa at short, Sizemore at second, and Cardinal, who platoons with Hebner at first. Boone back of the plate. Randy Lerch, who will be 24 years old Monday, on the mound. Billy North. 1-0 the count. North hit .234 during the regular season. He is 0 for 4 in the playoffs. The 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball to short. Larry Boa takes care of Billy North. And there are 2 down.
Well, Ralph put a big bow on it. I'll say that for him.
He got out of that 1 inning. That made it a little bit sweeter so far.
Reggie Smith comes up after a big year. He's been relatively quiet in the 3 games to this point. 3 for 11. 1-1 pitch is hit in the air to right field. Jerry Martin coming on and makes the catch. 1 right fielder takes care of the other. 3 up, 3 down. So we go to the second. Phillies nothing, Dodgers nothing in game number 4.
The Yankees go for their 3rd straight American League championship tonight on ABC.
Danny Ozark wrapping up his 6th year at the helm in Philadelphia. He would be 2nd in continuous service in the National League to only Sparky Anderson of Cincinnati. Ozark taking over a bad ball club. And the Phillies, of course, got up off the deck and have won the East the last 3 years.
A little sunshine on him today. He can walk in the sunshine. That was a nice win last night. And of course, he's not re-signed as far as we know.
At least that's the party line. The AP reported in Philadelphia the other night, he signed. Rao threw 27 pitches to get out of the first inning. 1-1 the count on Boone. Foul back. 1-2. Into the Philadelphia dugout. Very loose and calm last night and relaxed, and certainly they played that way. Steve Carlton 3-run homer in the second inning. That made it 4-0. They never looked back. Fly ball to center. Billy North makes the catch. You can tell it's tough in the sun.
And you really can. You can see Billy North coming on. He had to side saddle that ball. That sun right back up over our head. And it'll get a little more treacherous as the afternoon wears on. But Billy kind of coasting to the side and moving off to the side saddle side to make that catch.
Not only that, but the ball coming out of all of the light colored shirts back of home plate in a stadium that has 4 basic decks. Fly ball to left field. Baker, 2 out.
Batting ninth, number 47.
Doug Rao, after giving up a double walk-in single to the first 3 men, has set down 5 straight. And Randy Lerch, who hit 2 home runs last Saturday, is the batter. He hit 3 over the course of the season and batted .250.
I think Lasorda was smart in pitching the left-hander to offset Lerch's power. He's got him where he can drive the ball. Right there, he showed he could hit the ball hard.
The Billy North is there, so 6 straight set down by Rao. Phillies go out in order. Middle of the second inning. Phils nothing, Dodgers nothing. Steve Garvey to lead off with the Dodgers, and Johnny Bench's name erased from the record book last night when Garvey hit his 5th home. But JB still holds one record, incredibly enough. Most stolen bases in a 5-game series, of all things.
I stole both of them in one game against Pittsburgh. Well, they've got to go to 4. They've got to end it here. This thing, of course, have there been a stolen base in this series?
There's been one.
Yeager, I guess. But, well, my record's safe here then.
Garvey, 5 for 13 in the 3 games.
Let's see, if we get in next year, I can get it back in the books. Okay, let's do that.
Fouled away. Of course, Garvey's level to have more than 5 before this one's over. Strike 1 pitch to Steve. Grounded to Boa. Gets him. 1 away as Lerch starts by setting down the first 4.
Batting 5th, number 10, third baseman.
Now there you get a look at Larry Boa. And a lot of people think he's one of the top men for the most valuable player in the National League this year. Larry moving well, makes the play easy, sets, and they get Garvey by plenty.
Ron Say, 1 out, base is empty. Say drills it down the left field line into the corner for extra bases. Luzinski on the warning track, and a double for Say as the Dodgers have their first hit.
Well, he got the ball up over the plate, and Ron Say laid right on it. Luzinski taking to care of him. He looked at second base. Now you wonder why they call him the Penguin. Watch him run. See Lefevre waving him around.
And so the Dodgers have a man at second. 1 out. Dusty Baker is the batter. Baker's 3 for 10 in the playoffs. A strike, 0-1. Ron Say etching his name into the books. Baker fixes it over Schmidt and down the line. Say will round third from into 4. Baker, after a wide turn, gets back to first. 1-0 LA.
Boy, Randy Lerch just hit the glove of Bob Boone. He had it dead center. And when you get a pitch of that caliber, now watch Boone, he's sitting right inside, and he's right there and just really jams him. Just a little dunker down that left field line. Schmidt running it down. That is a major league jam job right there, but it going to cost you a run.
They may have left some of that batting glove on that ball.
Now Bill Russell takes a strike. 0-1. So the Dodgers break out on top in the second inning. Baker at first base. 1 out. Russell hits it down the line, deep left field, into the corner, and foul.
Right here's the point where you don't want to get careless. You've given up a double and you've given up a blue pit. It can ruffle your feathers, as you can see right now. It's concentration. He may have lost it for a minute, Don.
And I believe that very well could be the case, John, because he just hung a little spinner up there to Billy Russell, and he just got out in front of it a little bit. That had home run depth.
Strike 2 pitch to Russell is hit over Boa's head into left field. Baker will stop at second.
Sometimes that can unnerve a pitcher just a little bit. First of all, you're down 1-2. You've seen your club go out and load the bases in the first inning with nobody out, only to be turned away without a score. Now you give a double, a 1-out double to Say, and you make a good pitch on Baker, and he fights it off and hits a little number down the left field line, and it costs you a run, and now you have Brewster throwing again for Philadelphia.
Steve Yeager is the batter. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And just watching the body drive of Lerch, it looked like it might have taken just a little bit out. He just threw a couple of pitches up there instead of really coming at you.
1-1. So 2 on, 1 out, and Lerch trying to get the 8 and 9 hitters. Doug Rau on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Steve Yeager. 1-0 Dodgers in the second. Line to center field, but Maddox is right there to make the catch. Ozark didn't even flinch.
Now you look at that ball hit to Gary Maddox. That ball might have knuckled on him, because that ball went out there and all of a sudden just took a little dip to the right. But the Dodgers right now, they're in a position where they've been in their last 2 championship series. They won both of those 3 games to 1. And if you're kind of superstitious or anything like that, why, that's exactly the position they're in this afternoon, and leading 1-0.
Doug Rau popped up and foul ground. Boone says he has it, and does. So the inning is over. The Dodgers settle for the 1-run, 3 hits, leave a couple on. We go to the 3rd inning. Los Angeles 1, Philadelphia 0. Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell, and Jim Palmer will be on hand at Yankee Stadium tonight. Game 4. Yankees trying to wrap it up. Royals trying to get even. American League Championship Series at 8 Eastern Time.
Well, there's some of your typical fans here at Dodger Stadium. Milton Berle and Don Rickles. Both great baseball fans, by the way.
Back of the Philly dugout as the Dodgers lead 1-0. Al Michaels, Don Drysdale, Johnny Bench at Dodger Stadium as Mike Schmidt leads off. Larry Boa, Gary Maddox to follow. Schmidt doubled in the first inning. Mike now 3 for 12 in the 4 games. Hit in the air to right center field. Billy North and Reggie Smith converge, and it's North making the play. 1 out. Rau has been getting people out, but nobody's been hitting the ball on the ground. He's retired 7 straight, and everything has been in the air. Outside of the strikeout, of course, getting Greg Luzinski with the bases loaded, nobody out.
That can make you a little nervous, but as long as they don't reach those blue walls, well, you're all right.
0-1 on Larry Boa. Davey Lopes can't time it correctly, and it's a base hit to center field. So Boa on. The Phillies with a man aboard and 1 out, and Gary Maddox coming up for Larry, his 5th hit in the playoffs.
Steve Garvey probably kidding Boa, said the way you've hit balls in the last couple of days, well, you don't need batting gloves on. Get the sponges out of those gloves. And Larry, that's what makes him such. He's a good hitter, a switch hitter. Gives him an advantage right there. You see Lopes going as high as he can.
0-1 the count on Maddox.
He's worked himself into a ball player. Larry Bowa, look at 140 pounds. He's worked, he's built himself up. He had over 190 hits this year, which is a great season for the little shortstop.
High, 1-1. Bowa could win the MVP award. Of course, the Dodgers have two fellas who could do it, Smith or Garvey. The Pirates will tell you it should be Dave Parker, hands down. It'll be interesting.
George Foster will go unnoticed with a 40 home runs, 120 RBIs.
Basic year for George.
What you get for slumping?
Fly ball, right field. Smith with the shades down. 2 gone. So again in the air, but an easy play. 2 down. Larry Bowa caught only 5 times this year. We haven't seen very much speed exhibited by either club in this series.
Well, not really. You've got a situation right here where Bowa could possibly go, but you hate to take the bat out of the big guy's hand. That's one thing. What kind of move does Rao have, Johnny?
Not a real good move. He's just going to keep you close, just as he did then, just going to lob over. And he hasn't got the quick. He's not quick about anything in his move.
Yeager is, though, on a snap throw to first.
Yeager's got the better move of the two. He won't try to deceive you with the kicks and with the slow starts and everything else. He's just going to try to be quick going home and not give the runner a jump. And now he's in trouble. That fly ball may be all they need.
Deep left center and gone. Greg Luzinski, who homered last night, drills one into the pavilion in left center near the 385 sign, and Philadelphia has the lead. 2-1.
Well, as Don said, they haven't reached the blues with those fly balls, so it really hadn't been any problem. But for now,
well, for now they do reach it, and it's up and over, and the Phillies lead it 2-1. And you know, Johnny, as strong as Luzinski is, let's watch where this pitch was. I don't think he gets all that on the screws. I think that ball got in on him just a little bit, but he's strong enough to hit him out anywhere.
He really got that bat through very quickly there, just that little short space of time.
Jose Cardinal takes inside. 1-0. So 2-1 Philadelphia. Tom Lasorda in the Dodger dugout, fouled away in the count. 1-1.
What a time at bat can do. Struck him out with the bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning, and comes back and hits a home run here in the third. Tommy's got to be thinking right there, well, I've seen now Lerch a little bit. We got to run. I'm not quite as. Whoop.
Billy North will handle this one. So again, everything is in the air, including one in the seats here in the third inning. 2 runs, 2 hits. Nobody left on at the end of 2.5 at Dodger Stadium. Phillies 2, Dodgers 1. A look in from right field at a beautiful ballpark, a park that opened in 1962. The Dodgers completing their 17th season at Dodger Stadium. Coming west, of course, from Brooklyn. Played 4 years at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Moved in here, Chavez Ravine, about a mile from downtown. It's been a gold mine. 3.3 million people at Dodger Stadium this season.
24th time this year they've drawn over 50,000 people.
Davy Lopes.
Kind of like having the right to have your own machine out in the backyard printing that stuff.
Well, they deserve it. They do a great job here to make it comfortable for the fans. Davy Lopes, flied out, first inning. Foul back, 0-1. Hit in the air to Jerry Martin. Fielding his eyes, makes the play. Lopes twice now has flied to Martin. 1 out, third inning.
Bill North.
Billy North grounded out in the first inning. North pops it up. Jose Cardinal calls for it on the grass, and now on the mound makes the play.
Right fielder,
So with 2 away, Reggie Smith to face Lerch. 2 out, bases empty. Phillies leading 2-1. Greg Luzinski, a 2-run homer in the top of the 3rd. Reggie tries to bunt his way on with Schmidt playing deep at 3rd. 0-1. He's almost doing you a favor when he lays one down.
Well, if he gets hot, he'll change this series around in a hurry. He carried this ball club for a long time. Garvey had a great September, did it. The Booster Club presented Smith as their most valuable player.
Fouled back, 0-2. So did Sutton.
Sometimes, yes, he did. I think it was just one vote on that, though.
Yeah. There was a protest lodged, however. 0-2 pitch is popped up. A fly ball to center field. Maddox is there. And he's got it for the out to retire the side. 5 straight set down by Lerch after staggering through the 2nd. So we go to the 4th. It's still 2-1 Philadelphia.
Ladies and gentlemen, right fielder.
As you can see, this is hardly a black tie affair in Los Angeles today.
That's what that smog will do for you. Take the leather right off your feet.
Through the hazy sunshine, we go to the 4th inning. 2-1 Philadelphia. Doug Rao works on Martin, Boone, and Sizemore. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Jerry Martin fouled out in the 1st inning. Jerry 2 for 6 in the series. 2-1 Philadelphia. Phillies trying to get even. Dodgers trying to clinch. 0-1. If we go to a game 5, we have a rematch of the opener. It would be Bert Hooton for the Dodgers and Larry Christensen for Philadelphia. And we'd be on the air tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time. No balls, 2 strikes. Ron Say gathers it in. Nice stretch by Garvey. 1 out.
Batting 7, number 8, catcher Bob
Martin
Boone.
gone. Bob Boone comes up. Ron Say, Dodger third baseman. Of course, the Dodgers went through about 6,000 third basemen.
They had a few.
And then Ron Say came along, and that's been it. Left field, Dusty Baker moving back and over, and Baker is there to make the play. Ball really carrying as Dusty went parallel to the wall and had to go back to get it. 2 down.
Now Dusty actually misjudged that ball a little bit as we look at it again. He started in and then has to turn. You can see him there. He has to turn and go back, and he just does get it. See North coming over very quickly as you look at it again in case that ball gets over his head to play the rebound.
That 6'3" frame didn't help him. Didn't hurt him at all that time. He's a smooth outfielder. He makes the plays.
Ted Sizemore lifts it foul. Out of play into the 2nd deck. 0-1.
Here's a big man for Doug Rao to get out right here to get the Phillies out 1-2-3 in this inning, and then let Lerch lead off the 5th inning.
Reggie Smith moving over toward the line. Can't make the play, and it rolls all the way out toward the warning track. Sizemore around 2nd on his way to 3rd, and in there standing. So Smith lost the gamble, and Sizemore winds up with 3.
Now you look at it again. Teddy hits it hard, and the ball sinking on Reggie Smith as he does try and gamble. The one thing right here, I think he got just a little bit of it. He didn't panic. He went back, and as he was going back after the ball, he looked back over his shoulder, and he saw where Sizemore was. He just picked it up and hit the relay man. You see him look back over his shoulder. It's Davy Lopes, and that's all that Sizemore can do is get to 3rd.
Great camera work.
Randy Lerch hits a drive to center field deep, but North is there to make the play on the track. So Rao is hardly fooling anybody when he gets out of the inning. Man left at 3rd, end of 3 1/2. It's 2-1 Phils. Bottom of the 4th inning. Steve Garvey for the Dodgers. Garvey, Say, and Baker. 3 right-handed batters against Randy Lerch.
From Bender, Oklahoma to Al Michaels and Don Drysdale on ABC Sports.
Steve Garvey fouls it back out of play. 0-1. The Dodgers got a run in the second inning. Dusty Baker driving in Ron Cey with a base hit. And then the Phillies took the lead in the third. Boa singled, and with 2 down, Luzinski hit one into the pavilion. Fly ball right field. Jerry Martin. Easy play. Garvey gone. And Lerch has set down
Third baseman.
6 straight. Ron Cey, a double in the second inning. 4 for 13 in the playoffs. Cey hammers it to deep left field. Luzinski looking up, and we're tied.
That's something you won't want to throw Ron Cey as a high fastball when he's looking for something. 3-2.
Now that's exactly what he got, as the fans here at Dodger Stadium have something to get on their feet about. There's the message board. That's just what he got, was a high fastball, and he jumped all over it. That ball well back. That's about halfway back.
Dusty Baker, base hit into right field. So again, it is Cey and Baker providing the difficulty for Lerch. And Bill Russell, who also got a base hit in the second inning, the batter. Lerch has taken care of Lopes, North, Smith, Garvey, Yeager, and Rao as you look at Danny Ozark. But Cey is 2 for 2. Baker is 2 for 2. Russell is 1 for 1. There is Warren Brewster again. 1 out. 2-2 tie. 4th inning. Hit down to Sizemore. To Boa for 1. To first for an easy 2. So the double play and the inning is over. But Cey homers to tie it. A run, 2 hits. Nobody left. Through 4 full. Phils 2. Dodgers 2.
So a full count to Ron Cey. 1 out in the 4th inning. Phillies 2, Dodgers 1. Left-hander's 3-2 pitch to Cey. Fastball and a high drive into deep left field. He's away out and gone.
One of the football scored. Notre Dame a winner today, and a good one against Michigan State. 29-25, the final. Of course, not so good if you're our producer, Dennis Lewin, and a graduate of Michigan State.
Steve Garvey was up around that territory, too, I think.
Yep. Totals identical. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for each club. We go to the 5th, and with more play-by-play, Don Drysdale.
All right, Al, it'll be the leadoff hitter, Mike Schmidt. He'll be followed by Larry Boa, and then Gary Maddox in that order. It'll be the top 3 in the lineup to face Doug Rao in a 2-2 tie through 4. Rao lifetime against Philadelphia is 5-4. 1-1 this year. Just there, and he hits a good spot on that 3-1 pitch. The Dodger bullpen getting up. There's Roden, a right-hander, and Routson, a left-hander. A full count to Schmidt. And remains at 3-2. That's a little something that's unusual, John. A man of his caliber and his power hitting just .212 against left-hand pitching.
Well, if they threw it straight over the top and throw it straight, quit sinking that thing.
That's high, and he walks.
Left-handers are throwing those sinkers and those little sliders and those screwballs. It's just not fair.
Shortstop.
And that is walk number 2 issued by Rao. And here comes Larry Boa. Larry has walked, and he singled and scored ahead of Luzinski, who hit his second home run of the series. We'll see why this man right here with that last step, very valuable to this Philadelphia ball club.
I'll be running here.
They could be a 1-ball, no strike count.
Sort of being a little cool over at first. He may be trying to get that little walking lead, get that extra step.
You got Say right up on the grass at third. He does go, and it's lined down the right field line, foul. Well, that's trouble. Well, that's one thing that you've got a pitcher out there that does have fairly good control, and especially if they're not overpowering, why, it's really not that big of a gamble to put on a hit and run.
No, really. Schmidt sold 19 bases along the year, and you know he's going to be a contact hitter here at the plate with Boa. They're trying to move things around. They need a big inning right here and try to open this thing up. As here he goes again. Whoa.
And they get him. That will go 2, 6, 3, 4.
Well, it may have been a hit and run period again, and Mike Schmidt looked back, and Steve Yeager threw a cannon shot down there. As you can see, Russell jumping out of the way, because if he had run into him, it would have been interference. Garvey just runs until he's tired out. And here goes Schmidt. He looks to see if there's contact. It looked like it was a hit and run. Russell's going to run him back, give him the ball. Mike said, "Oh, I had enough of this."
There's Billy North even in there, the center fielder. He's backing up Lope. So there's one gone. 1 and 2 to Boa. Just missing inside. You could see on that last angle, you could see the Philly dugout yelling and trying to see if they could get an interference call, but Billy Russell got out of the way in a hurry.
All he would have to do, actually, is just reach out and put a hand on him.
That's it. If he would have turned and got back and moved into him right there, why, he would have got the interference call. A big hop to Say. The Penguin on the grass and throws him out. Yeah, there's 2 gone, and that'll bring on Gary Maddox, the center fielder. Maddox is singled in the first inning, and he flied to right in the third.
Say, very steady.
He is. He just goes over there and does a good job, steady job all the time.
He's not real flashy. Of course, small, compact, very muscular, and he moves around very well. And I don't think I've ever seen him make over 1 or 2 real bad throws and never overthrow.
1-0. And he even kind of throws funny a little bit. It looks like he kind of throws out off of his front foot a little bit. Or he throws straight up in the air. Foul right side, and the count 1-1. But he gets the job done. And he has got the job done today. There's Say. He has doubled and scored in the second inning, and he tied the game with a home run in the fourth. Check swing, and they got to hurry. Rao a little late getting off, and he just does get there. Now the Phillies are gone in the 5th inning, and a good play by Steve Garvey. He got over there, and then he had to hurry up and get it in a hurry to Rao. He just does get him. A 2-2 tie through 4½.
The Yankees go for their 3rd straight American League championship tonight on ABC.
Now there's a look at this last play to end the Philadelphia 5th inning. See Billy Williams moving right in, Garvey over, and there's Rao, and he's on the bag, and just a step behind him coming down is Maddox.
That's taking a chance. Catching that ball, tagging the bag, and that runner right there at the same time. It was quite a play by Rao after he had to get over there like that.
He got himself in good position, and he got that little jump to where he wasn't bouncing as he got to the bag. And then when he came down, he got the ball, and you make that play enough times, and everything after a while just starts to fall into place. You really don't have to even look at the bag. You know you're going to hit it. Here's Yeager. Yeager line hard to Maddox in center field his first time at bat.
Well, you see Rick Rhoden warming up in the bullpen, so if Yeager gets on, they may want to do something right here with Rao on deck.
And sinking in a hurry, he's on, and now it's Tom Lasorda's turn to make a move, and I believe he's going to make a move. He has called Rao back. So that is hit number 6 off of Randy Lerch. And down in the Dodger dugout, and here comes the old pro, Manny Mota. Well, where you might have thought that the Dodgers would maybe go for a sacrifice right here as Doug Rauh comes out. In a 2-2 tie in the middle part of the innings, you might look at maybe a sacrifice, go from there. But Tom Lasorda's not going to do that. It appears, I wouldn't think he's going to send Mota up, maybe one of his best pinch hitters, to bunt.
He's definitely going to try to run, get the base hit here. He's obviously got Yeager, who does not run well at first. Is not going to be stealing the base, so you may want to hit and run with him. Of course, Mota's going to make contact. We said that about Bo a while ago, too, and he threw a fastball by him. But I think he's seen enough of Doug Rauh today, who only allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. But he was high. He went to 3 balls, like you had mentioned. He threw a lot of pitches. And it is warm out here today. And Rick Rhoden has come out of the bullpen many times for them and done a good job. Welch, as Lerch waits at the mound, and Brewster starts to get warm himself.
Now Danny Ozark getting his pen going. Manny Mota hitting .303 on the year. Did not hit a home run. He had 6 RBIs. And you just can't believe that Mota's going to bunt here. I don't know what kind of a bunter Doug Rauh is. My gosh, you're going to, and it's a good one. It's going to move him along.
Now right there, if Lerch had hit Manny Mota running down that line, you would have seen him call interference and have Yeager back to first. And a young pitcher may not know that. But as you can see, you cannot run on the inside of that white line. So if he just right now just flips it, hits him in the back, they'll call interference.
Now that's exactly right. And those are little things that kind of remind you of the song Kitty Callan sang, "Little Things Mean a Lot." And we'll see what that means right now, because they do have Yeager in scoring position. And they go to the top of the order. Here's Davey Lope. Mota getting a great ovation just on that sacrifice bunt. Uh-oh. Line to Luzinski. And Greg makes the catch.
You think Lopes was looking at that hole in right field when they threw that ball inside on him?
That's why I said, uh-oh. Teddy Sizemore moving over to the bag, and Randy Lerch coming to the plate. And that whole right side was just out there. Got naked as a jaybird out there that time.
You know, Mota bunting it. Obviously, Lasorda, Tom had already made up his mind he was going to the bullpen.
It has to be it. The only thing now is we'll see as the game progresses. They go back there, and the quick tag,
and the Academy Award.
That can fool you. And that quick tag, as you see, Yeager, look at it again.
Well, they tried it on him, tried this on him before, and it didn't work. They thought, and that is close right there, but just by the fingertips, that quick tag, he's a master at it.
Not only the quick tag, but he's beating on that arm of Yeager. Yeager can get up and slap him in the face.
He did kind of look at him funny.
Yeager pointing over at Sizemore now, saying, stay over there. Right field, and there's Martin. And that is out number 3. The Dodgers are gone and through 5, a 2-2 tie, and we'll be back with more baseball after this word from our local station. Now the second Dodger pitcher of the afternoon, as the starter Doug Rauh goes 5. He allows 2 runs on 5 hits. It's now Rick Rhoden. And Johnny, what about this man?
Well, big right-hander. Got a good breaking ball, but his fastball, he runs in and out. He's going to work with corners. Just he's a la Don Sutton and a la all the Dodger pitchers. Make the good pitch, make them hit your pitch. He's 10-8 on the season, 3.65 ERA. He was in 30 games. He started 23 of them, so he made 7 relief appearances during the year, and so it's nothing new to him. So as Al Michaels said earlier, he is used to coming in relief, and that's probably why he opted for Rauh to go over Rhoden.
Well, here's what Greg Luzinski did the last time at bat. That was off of Doug Rao, and that gave the Phillies a brief 2-1 lead. But Ron Say's home run took care of that in the Dodger fourth, and that's where we stand at 2-2 tie. Here's the Bull. He leads off the Phillies sixth. That ball hit well north to the warning track, and right at the 395 marker makes the catch. Now Luzinski hits it to the deepest part of the ballpark. He pulls that or shoots it off to the right side. Either way, Philadelphia Phillies are back in front. A 1-pitch, 1 out, and here's Jose Cardinal. And here's a position right here where Danny Ozark is not going to platoon. He's going to stay with Cardinal against the right-hander Rick Roden.
I don't think he wants to use up anybody right now unless he gets in a situation where he has to.
0-1 the count.
Cardinal has gone both ways a long time for years, just hitting off right-handers. He's not going to give in to anybody right now.
1 ball and 1 strike. It's fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Look out. Whoop. See the home plate umpire and Cardinal. Well, it's my birthday. I can do a few things.
Well, he was deep in his kitchen. I don't know if it didn't hit him. It didn't even come within a foot of him. But get a little Academy Award. Any way to get on base. And he's smiling at Satch Davidson, and Satch says, "Go on, man."
And he put a good fastball. Now this program is a presentation of ABC Sports. Now let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. Now with 2 gone in the Phillies' 6th inning, it'll be Jerry Martin to come on. He fouled out in the 1st inning, and he bounced to 3rd in the 4th. 1 ball and no strikes. The Phillies came back in the 3rd on a 2-out home run by Luzinski with Boa aboard to take the lead 2-1. Then Say's home run in the 4th tied it at 2, and that's where we stand. You know, of course, our telecast today going across the country, and the first telecast of a major league game that took place in August of 1939, and the man who threw out that first ball, the old redhead, Red Barber, is the man behind the mic. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And it was a Dodger home game versus the Reds.
That's right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. D. Roden using a little wipe to get another sign or location. A good breaking pitch gets him, and the Phillies are gone in the 6th inning. Through 5 1/2, it remains the Phillies 2 and the Dodgers 2. It'll be Smith, Garvey, and Say. Well, game 5 if necessary. That'll be tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 Eastern Time. And it'll be a rematch of the starting pitchers, Houghton and Christensen. Here's Reggie Smith, and they're going to come alive now.
Yes,
John.
they are. They don't want to go to game 5.
Center field, Maddox. Out number 1.
That'll quiet him down.
Now 1 pitch, 1 out. And here's Garvey. As Lerch goes through the meat of the Dodger order, he's retired Smith. He now will go to Garvey, followed by Say. Randy Lerch, just 23 years of age. He'll be 24 in a couple of days. 6'3", 187-pounder. They get action again in the Philadelphia bullpen as Garvey takes this ball outside. That Brewster up again. They got that button.
Well, I think he may be warm by now. Like Melba toast as Garvey fouls one back in the stands. Lerch is going to be the 3rd hitter in the next inning. We're in the 6th. 3 more innings. They're going to have to score pretty quick. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him pinch hit for Lerch, especially if they get the first man on.
1 ball, 1 strike to Garvey, 1 out. Nobody on. And Lerch taking a little bit too much time, and Steve will step out. Hit well left field, and this ball is gone.
Well, there goes the record. There goes the old record. Owned by Mr. Steve Garvey.
Now Steve Garvey gets a low fastball, and he rides it out of here in a hurry, and the Dodgers take a 3-2 lead.
I think you'd call him one of the prime-time players. Nice little salute to the crowd, doffing his cap, surrounded by Dodgers all over, and Lerch right here just got the ball down the middle, low and down the middle, but it doesn't really matter where you go, Steve Garvey. If he makes solid contact, he can hit it out of any part of this ballpark. Red Adams congratulated him.
Billy Russell.
Joe Ferguson saying how high it got.
And time called. Monty Basco, another Dodger coach. Danny Ozark making his way to the mound. I should say Ray Ripplemeyer. And we'll see what happens here.
Well, Say's hit him pretty hard so far, recording a double and a home run in his other 2 at-bats. Brewster, usually, I don't know if Ripplemeyer will make a change. Do you think he'll send him out to make the change, or Ozark going to make the changes?
I don't know what we're going to do. He's going to talk to Lerch a little bit, and nope, Ripplemeyer will make the change. Well, Warren Brewster, who has been throwing much of the night last night behind Steve Carlton, and he's been throwing quite a bit today, will come on a pitching change here at Dodger Stadium, with the Dodgers leading in the 6th inning, 3-2.
1-1. Randy Lerch, 24 and just becoming a pitcher. He figures to be a star. He got all kinds of ability. The 1-1 pitch to Garvey. Fastball belted to left field, high and deep and gone.
Here's the official 1978 World Series souvenir program, the same one sold at the ballpark. A collector's item which commemorates the 75th anniversary of the World Series. Send check or money order for $2.50 to World Series Program, Box 666, San Francisco, California. It's filled with World Series glamour, history, and statistics. Send check or money order for $2.50 to World Series Program, Box 666, San Francisco, California, 94101.
The preceding message was brought to you on behalf of Major League Baseball.
Warren Brewster, 6-3 on the year, 2.33 ERA. He's pitched in 2 ball games here in the championship series. He's pitched 2 innings, given up only 1 hit and no runs. And we thought at first it looks like he's only here for 1 more inning as they start somebody else warming up in the bullpen now. So he'll be the 3rd hitter, and I'm sure it's just to get out of this inning the way it looks right now.
Now Brewster comes on, and he will face Ron Cey, and then Dusty Baker. 1 out in the Dodgers 6th inning. Steve Garvey has hit his 4th home run of the series as right-hander Ron Reed gets up and starts to throw. And that 4th home run has given the Dodgers a 3-2 lead. Now the Dodgers leading in the series 2-1. A win this afternoon, it's all over. Philadelphia trying to pick up a win to take it to game number 5. Right now they're down a tally. It is 3-2 Dodgers. Say a big afternoon, a double and a run scored in the 2nd inning, and a tying home run in the 4th inning. High chopper, Schmidt to Cardinal, and there's 2 gone. That will bring on Dusty Baker.
You think they're thinking about that 1st inning?
Oh man,
Dusty Baker.
That's exactly what they're thinking about right now. I'll guarantee you they've thought about that since that ball went up in the air for out number 3. The Phillies loading the bases in the 1st inning, nobody out, and not being able to pick up even a run as Doug Rao pitched out of it. He's 3 for 3, and this will be for extra bases. Luzinski to play the carom, and it cuts back in towards the infield. Baker around 2nd and hold. That is hit number 1 off of Brewster. That is the 3rd hit of the afternoon for Baker. And you look at it again.
Well, Dusty Baker looked for that sinker in as he got the pitch in there, the one before that he complained about. He opened up on that sinker, and he had to get the head of the bat out there quickly. Lazinski makes sure he's got that ball. He's not going to ruffle it around any more than it is. And he's got it back into the cutoff man, which you're supposed to do.
That's right. That ball took a funny care of it, hit those pipes down there, and they will walk Russell, and they will go to Yeager. Check swing, and there's Schmidt to Cardinal, and that is out number 3, but the Dodgers pick up a run in the 6th inning on Garvey's home run. They now lead it through 6, 3-2. So along with Al Michaels and Johnny Bench, I'm Don Drysdale, and through 6, it's the Dodgers 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The Phillies 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th, and once again, here's Al.
All right, Don, and it's the bottom of the order for Philadelphia, meaning that we will see Boone and Sizemore, and then a pinch hitter for Brewster. Steve Garvey's 6th inning home run, his 4th of the playoffs. The difference right now, 3-2 Los Angeles. And there's Garvey. As usual, consistent and steady all year. He's played in 510 regular season games. And the big gun in games 1 and game 4 to this point anyway. 7th inning, Rick Rhoden on the mound for the Dodgers. Bob Boone has flied out twice. 1-0 the count. Bob Boone, the son of Ray Boone, former great infielder with the Cleveland Indians. Bob, a Stanford graduate. Davey Lopes will handle this one. 1 out. Rick Rhoden has retired the 4 men he has faced, and it brings up Ted Sizemore. Sizemore having a good series, and there, of course, is Terry Forster, the big man out of the pen for the Dodgers. Starting to loosen here in the 7th inning. So this one so far going according to Hoyle for Tommy Lasorda. He started Rao, he got the 5. Then Rhoden came out of the bullpen. Now he's down to a point where he can go to his ace if needed. 1-0.
Now this is the one they want to close the door right here. They don't want to go to tomorrow. Let's face it. They're one-on-one's tough.
1-1. Bake McBride has come out on deck for the Phillies. There's McBride to bat for Brewster. Fly ball to center field. Billy North, after going back, comes in. 2 gone. So Bake McBride off the bench to pinch hit for Brewster.
Your bench, please.
The crowd today is 55,124.
Number 21, Bake McBride.
Bake McBride has been platooned in the series and throughout much of the season with Jerry Martin at 269. Off year for Bake. Oh, 1. Hit to right field and deep into the corner. Reggie Smith turning and looking, and it's into the bullpen to tie it. So both clubs playing long ball. Luzinski hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd. McBride a pinch homer, and you see the frustration, the anger on the face of Rhoden as Bake McBride has tied it. That's the 4th home run of the game.
Well, he got the pitch, and he had to be looking dead fastball, John, because he got there and he got around on it and hits it into the Philly bullpen, and we're back in a 3-3 tie.
He uses one of the smallest bats in the game. I think it's a 31 or 32 inches. You can see it there in his hand, and he's got it right inside, and that's quick. That is some good wrist.
Reggie Smith going back, but he just runs out of room.
So Phillies 3, Dodgers 3 in the 7th inning, and Mike Schmidt 1 for 2 plus a walk. 2 out, bases empty. 0-1. Again, a look at McBride's swing, tying the game.
Boy, he is quick in there, isn't he?
Interesting. Martin came up the other night as a pinch hitter and homered. Now Jerry gets the start today. McBride comes up as a pinch hitter, homers. The 3-1. Schmidt hits it to left field. Baker coming in, and Dusty one-hander for the out. In the 7th, the homer by McBride to tie it up. In the middle of the 7th inning, Phillies 3, Dodgers 3 in game number 4.
Out on deck, Mike Schmidt. 3-2 ball game. This is by far the most exciting game of the series. Of course, the only close one so far at this stage of the game. Now the pitch, McBride, a fly ball to deep right field. And Reggie Smith going back in front of the box seats. Goodbye, tie game. A pinch hit home run for Bake McBride. Hits it out of here, and we're all even again.
Another playoff record tied, 13 homers, of course 4 by Garvey. That ties the record set in 1971 when the Pirates hit 8 and the Giants hit 5. The Philly dugout as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Danny Ozark and the Dodger dugout as they try to wrap it up, and you look at Ron Reed out of the bullpen. The ace short man for Ozark, set to go to work in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rick Rhoden batting for himself, a 3-3 tie, up for the first time in the game.
Rhoden can swing the bat, and obviously Lasorda has got some confidence and also his pitching ability. Of course, he has the first part of the lineup coming up. He knows he's got to get some runs, and maybe he doesn't want to waste Forrester right now.
Pitch Sizemore on a hop. Rhoden gone, 1 out.
Davey Lopes.
Davey Lopes coming up.
Second base.
Ron Reed worked in relief in game 2. Gave up 1 run in 2 innings of work. Hit right back through the middle. So Lopes is on with 1 out.
Well, Davey doesn't have a stolen base up to this point, and the crowd is going to be chanting for him to go right here, I can imagine.
And North is going to be called back, and we'll see who comes out. It'll probably be Rick. Nope, it'll be Rick Monday as Reggie Smith moves out. Now Monday will come out and he will hit for North.
Rick Monday, his figures on the year. He had a great month of April. National League Player of the Month, coming off the back injury last year, which created the off year for him. A 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning. Reed sending him back.
I just kind of believe the way the lead that Lopes is taking out there that there's a good chance that he's going to go.
And Reed backs away.
Here you are in a position right here that I talked about last night where a pitcher's got to be able to turn things on and off. You've got to be able to check Lopes back at first, or either go over there. Then you've got to concentrate on Monday, and they're going to pitch out.
So they guess wrong, and the count is even, 1-1. They do again, but Lopes still not going, and now it's 2-1.
There he goes.
2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. The throw through into center field, and Davey is on his way to third and in there.
Well, Davey Lopes just puts so much pressure on the other defense. Stolen base like that.
Here's a play here, John. Boa's got to come up and make the catch. He knows that he can't get in there, and instead of coming up and making the catch, the ball goes through, and I don't believe that should happen.
Well, you got to rush that throw, and as you can see, that throw's only about 2 or 3 feet. You hope that ball all of a sudden starts to rise as a shortstop, but you got to get down on your hands and knees and block everything there, especially in a 3-3 ball game.
Danny Ozark goes to the mound. The count on Rick Monday is 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's up to Reed. Nothing doing in the Philadelphia bullpen.
Just a little strategy meeting.
Yep.
Now there's a case in like the difference between the 2 leagues. Now in the American League, you can't have all those people on the mound. They'll let the manager, the catcher, a pitcher, and 1 infielder move in there.
Yeah, you could always be carrying foreign articles towards that mound. You never know.
The Philly infield will play in. Reed in desperate need of a strikeout here. Monday struck out 100 times this year in only 342 at-bats. Struck him out. Oh, what a big strikeout for Ron Reed. 2 down.
And you talked about that hard slider, Joni. That's just what he gave him.
Well, that's a big strikeout. That just shows confidence. When he pitched out twice, he's confident that Boone's confident that Ron Reed can throw strikes, and he just reared back and threw some good strikes there and got Rick Monday, who may have chased it just a little bit.
Now Reggie Smith, the infield, back with 2 down. Smith a swing and a miss, 0-1.
And you can see Ron Reed is pitching out of the stretch right here. He is not going to take a chance with Mr. Lopes at third. The
1-2 pitch is bounced down to Cardinal, who stays with it. And the Dodgers are done in the 7th. So they strand Davey Lopes at third. And through 7 complete in Game 4 at Dodger Stadium, still Phillies 3, Dodgers 3. Back with more after this word from our local stations. Here, Phils 3, Dodgers 3. 8th inning. Boa, Maddox, and Luzinski. Roden takes care of Boa.
And that's exactly what Say did. Say was up on the grass as Boa had only 1 place to go, and that was to try and drag it and take it with him, and he couldn't get the angle of the bat out. There's Say. See, he's up on the grass. Larry thinking there's only 1 way for him to go, and just a little high hopper and a routine play back to Roden.
So 1 out, bases empty. Gary Maddox, 1 for 3. One and 0. Gary in the playoffs 5 for 17. Fly ball to Reggie Smith. 2 out. Rick Roden has set down 8 of the 9 men he has faced. The only blemish, the home run by McBride to tie the game in the 7th inning. And now Luzinski. Struck out, homered, fly to deep center. The Bull 1 for 3. And now they're going to walk him. So the respect shown Greg Luzinski here with a count 3-0. They weren't even going to mess around. And Jose Cardinal coming up.
First baseman, Jose Cardinal.
The 1-0 delivery is lined back through the middle for a base hit. Greg Luzinski will stop at second. So the Phillies with 2 down have 2 on. And Jerry Martin 0 for 3.
Right fielder, Jerry Martin.
Coming up. Tommy Lasorda. Back of him, Monty Basgall.
Did you believe that 55,000 people could be this
Ooh,
quiet?
Boy.
Well, no matter what happens this inning, you're going to hear them coming to life next inning when they got Garvey, Say, and Baker coming up.
Martin hits it foul. Ozark staying with Martin in a situation where Hebner could be utilized as a pinch hitter. Of course, if Richie were to have emerged from the dugout, I'm sure we would have seen Lasorda to bring in the left-hander.
So he's playing what he likes best. He likes the righty-righty combination between News rather than Forrester coming in immediately right for Hebner.
Strike 2 pitch to Martin. Got him. So Rick Rhoden works out of it for the Phillies in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and a couple of men left on. Garvey will start things for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies 3, the Dodgers 3 in Game 4 at Los Angeles. Steve Garvey will lead off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th inning. It was Garvey's home run in the 6th inning that gave the Dodgers a 3-2 lead. Oh and 1. We're tied at 3. Big McBride, a pinch homer in the 7th inning to get the Phillies back even. Bottom of the 8th inning. Garvey, Say, and Baker against Ron Reed. 0-2.
Boy, there was a great shot that Joe Accetti had. The look of Garvey, the determination of Ron Reed. That's what it's all about right here.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Garvey. Breaks his bat in half, and Boa's going to have a tough play. Can't make it.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Boy, what a break for the Dodgers.
Well, I'll tell you, I just can't believe on this right here. You think he isn't sawed off, and Boa's going to lay back and play it on that big screwy hop, and then he can't find the handle, and if he would have got the ball, John, I don't believe he'd have thrown him out.
I don't think he would. Garvey runs well, and that had some air time, and it's spinning as it's coming down. I hit one like that off Gaylord Perry's spitter one day. Just barely cleared the mound and then spun a hole like a top. But you talk about the breaks, well, Dodgers got him right here.
Say trying to move Garvey along. 0-1 the count on a bunt foul. No balls and 1 strike.
I got to believe as long as that ball's in the air, it could have been caught.
Your first impression with Garvey swinging a bat is line drive so far. And you got to be playing fairly deep for him. And you watch the bat. The bat went all the way to shortstop out past third base. So your eyes are going different directions.
They pitch out. Nothing cooking. 1-1. Say is doubled, homered, grounded out, trying to move Garvey along. They pitch out again. Steve is going. The throw down, and they nail him. So the Phillies pitch out again, back to back, and get him. And Boa hurt.
Well, they rolled over his hand. It was a hard slide. He was easy out. They tried to take him out of there and try to take the ball out of his glove.
Well, they pitch out. Say has no chance to protect him. Garvey right here just trying to do a little late slide move, and if the ball rolls out, fine. And he rolls over on his throwing hand, on his throwing arm. And we'll look at it one more time. He's out from here to Cucamonga. Steve, a late slide. He's lucky he didn't hurt himself, too. But now he's got his arm trapped underneath. Look at it one more time. Garvey's not pigeon-toed, I'll tell you that, is he? There's the hand that's stuck. And a second base umpire, John McSherry, right there. There's some fine camera work, guys. Got it going from every angle.
That looked like it's his glove hand now. He's taking the glove off.
Well, he's a switch hitter. They forgot which hand it was.
If he changes gloves on us, this is really going to be a sports special. You were there.
So Larry Boa making the tag to get the big out to erase Garvey, and the count on Say after the 2 pitch outs is 2-1.
Now what the little delay was is home plate umpire Satch Davidson was looking over in the dugout, somebody yelling out that they wanted an appeal, and Billy Williams, the first base umpire, said nope, he didn't swing at that pitch.
Good pitch for a strike. 2-2 on Say.
And it's getting a little tough to see right now, Al, because that shadow has now creeped out past home plate, and it's just about to the grass in front of the plate.
Mike Schmidt handling this one. That takes care of Say. 2 away in the 8th inning.
Boy, that was a good play by Schmidt, because Say just hit a rocket down there. He couldn't move. He just had to hold his ground. That ball came up on him. That's a do-or-die play.
What if he'd hit that when he'd been in double play? Yeah.
So the old saying, you keep the married men off the infield.
Dusty Baker. Big day for Dusty. 2 singles and a double. The Dodgers are running the 2nd inning. The Phillies came back with 2 in the 3rd on a home run by Luzinski. Say homered in the 4th to tie it. Garvey homered in the 6th to give the Dodgers the lead. McBride homered in the 7th to tie it. And Baker hits one into center field for a base hit. So Dusty is 4 for 4.
Shortstop, Bill Russell.
The Dodgers now with 11 hits with 2 out. Baker at first base and Bill Russell the batter. 1 for 2 with a walk. Hit into center field, shallow, base hit. Baker will stop at second as Boa goes out to retrieve it. So Bill has his 2nd hit. The Dodgers have a dozen now.
It appears they're going to go to the bench one more time. Yeager was called back and taking the batting helmet off. That ball just a little flare out there when Boa can run it down.
Lee Lacy is the man. There he is. 5 pinch hit homers this season.
And Lacy, the man who they say is going to be playing out his option this year.
Lee wants to play every day. Can't work his way into the Dodger lineup. 5 pinch hit home runs. Lacy came up last night in the 9th inning. Fly to left. Inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. The Dodgers with Dusty Baker at second. Bill Russell at first. 2 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 3-3 tie. The 1-0 pitch. Lacy pops it up in foul ground. Bob Boone is there and waiting for it. And the Dodgers are gone in the 8th inning. No runs, 3 hits, leave 2. Go to the 9th, a 3-3 tie. Now the Phillies, bottom of the order. Boone, Sizemore, and then we'll see about Reed. The Dodgers, when they come up in the bottom of the 9th inning, Roden is due to lead off, followed by Lopes and Monday. Bob Boone, 0 for 3. 2 for 10 in the playoffs. Rick Roden, 4th inning of relief after Doug Rauh went 5. 1-0. Tug McGraw in the Philly bullpen. Dusty Baker backpedals, makes the catch. Boone gone, 1 out, and Ted Sizemore, the batter. Sizemore 1 for 3. Rick Roden has allowed 2 hits in 3 1/3. He gave up the home run to McBride to tie the game in the 7th. Then an 8th inning single to Cardinal. Richie Hebner, there he is, he's out on deck to bat for Ron Reed. Roden barehands it, knocks it down, has time. 2 out. They don't teach you to do that.
Now you look at it again, he just sticks a hand, wouldn't hit that hard, just sticks it out there flat. As long as you keep those fingers out and you don't get him in front there, why, you're not going to get hurt too often. Then picks it up nice and easy and goes to Garvey.
So 2 down. Richie Hebner now to bat for Ron Reed.
Your attention, please. For Philadelphia, batting for Reed, number 18.
Hebner is 1 for 8.
Hebner.
in the playoffs. Steve Garvey in foul ground. Has it in rain. And so the Dodgers will come up in the bottom of the ninth with a chance to win it. After 8.5, it's Phillies 3, Dodgers 3. Ron Guidry and Dennis Leonard will go to the mound tonight in New York. 8 o'clock Eastern time. And of course, if the Phillies win this one, we're back here tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time. And so we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Game 4, 3-3 tie. You're looking at Tug McGraw, 8-7 on the year, 3.3 ERA. And he will be facing a pinch hitter for Rick Rhoden as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. The Dodgers going to the bench. And Joe Ferguson will come up to pinch hit. There's Fergie to be followed by Lopes and Monday.
This is Tug's third appearance in the series. So far he's pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, gave up the home run, as you remember, in the first game to Steve Garvey. So they've got their aces. They've used them, Brewster, Reed, now McGraw. And this playoff series, well, right now 2-1. Phillies want to tie this thing up, but this game is tied at 3-3, and McGraw's got his work cut out for him.
Bottom of the ninth, Ferguson, good power at the plate. High, ball 1-0.
Fergie bothered by a little bursitis in the shoulder and the throwing shoulder, but he can make up for everything right here.
Ooh, 1-1.
Tug needs to stay ahead. He's got a great assortment of pitches, good live fastball, slider curve, and a screwball.
The 1-1 pitch to Ferguson. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
There's that slider. And Fergie is not trying to go the other way. He's trying to end this series right now.
Outfield deep around toward left. Got him looking.
Oh, a good slider that he started on the outside edge and broke it out over. Those are the ones Don and I talked about. Sometimes you give up on that pitch, and when you give up on it, it seems like every time you give up, it breaks.
Here's Davey Lopes. Flied out 3 times and singled. 7 for 17 in the series. Schmidt comes off the line to glove it. Made a nice play. He was guarding the line. Range to his left. Takes care of Lopes. 2 down in the ninth inning.
Monday.
Well, there you see Mike Schmidt. He can play defense with anybody. Quick to his left. He knows there's not going to be too many things to his right down that line. Breaks to his left, sets himself over to Cardinal, and you see how far they've gotten Davey Lopes. Ray Ripplemeyer has gone out to talk to McGraw. And right now we need somebody who can read lips in this box up here to find out what's going on.
Rick Monday is the batter. Ripplemeyer has his say. Monday pinch hit in the 7th inning and struck out. A strike, 0-1.
That's a good slider right there.
Well, he's throwing well.
Throwing strikes and getting ahead. And that sets up his other pitches. That's the thing you have to do with Tug, is try to let him get behind you. But when he gets ahead of you, he's one of the premier relievers in the league.
Oh, 2.
Well, Ripplemeyer must have gone out and told him to get ahead of him, throw a slider and a fastball. Knows it too. 3-2 and 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth. We've got a 3-3 ball game right here, and McGraw versus Monday on this pitch.
Got him swinging.
Look at McGraw. Ooh. You think he's not fired up?
That comes flying off the mound. So the Dodgers go down in order in the 9th inning. Look at McGraw. We go to the 10th. Philadelphia 3, Los Angeles 3. The big man in the Dodger bullpen is now on the mound. Terry Forster comes in the 10th inning. Game 4, a 3-3 tie. Don Drysdale has gone down to the Dodger clubhouse. If the Dodgers do win, we will see what happens there. As Forster will try to take care of the Phillies in the 10th inning, we can give you a final score from Seattle. Alabama defeated Washington 20-17. So Forster signed as a free agent by the Dodgers. Spent last season with Pittsburgh. Had some arm problems. And he's had some minor problems from time to time this year when he has been used extensively, but overall he came in to do a great job. Right now, let's go down to the Dodger dressing room and Don Drysdale.
Well, right now, just sitting in the Dodger dressing room and watching on our monitor right here, Steve Yeager sitting next to me, Bert Hooton. If this does go 5 games, he'll be the starter tomorrow. Manny Mota, who has been in, and just sitting here watching and waiting, and that's it, Al.
All right, Don, as we go to the 10th inning, the Phillies with the top of the order. It'll be Mike Schmidt, Larry Boa, Gary Maddox.
Well, Terry Forster is in the running for comeback player of the year. Last year, only 1 save. This year, a sparkling 1.94 ERA and 22 saves to go along with a 5-4 record. So you can really say that this guy has been the ace and a big reason why the Dodgers have been able to repeat in the Western Division.
Mike Schmidt is 1 for 3. 0-1.
Got a real good slider, hard slider, and his fastball, as I was talking to Ferguson and Yeager, and they were saying his fastball, they don't know which way it's going, and he's as tough to catch as there is.
That shadow line right now cutting right through the rubber on the pitcher's mound with the background in the sun. There you see it. Terry Forster standing in the sunlight. Mike Schmidt in the shade. The 2-2 pitch got him swinging.
That's just good old-fashioned hard stuff. He went right after him. As we were saying, it's a hard slider and a fastball, and that looked like that was a good slider that just jumped in here. Right in on his hands. Boa's the hitter, and Ron Say still has going to protect that line, as is Steve Garvey. They may give another step the other way, but
got fooled on it. 0-1.
They usually don't go into the free agent market. They haven't in the past, but this is an exception, and now here's the reason why.
0-2 as Boa gets overmatched on that pitch.
Better turn that volume up on that bat a little bit.
Strike 2 pitch to Larry is hit to right field and in for a base hit. So the 0-2 pitch, and Boa is aboard. Larry's second hit of the day and 6th in the playoffs, with Gary Maddox coming up. 0-1.
Well, he hadn't slowed down any, and Jerry Grote's behind the plate now after they pinch hit for Steve Yeager. They may want to try to run. I've never seen Forster move, so I'm not sure that how good it is. But Grote threw batting practice before the game. I know he's well loosened up and looked like he's throwing well.
He doesn't go. Fouled away into the seats back of first, and the count 0 balls and 2 strikes.
I think they could probably run on him. He's got a high kick, and he brings that leg back, but Boa does not have a big lead at first.
There's Larry away to his lead.
He may be going now.
Not this time, no, and the pitch on the inside corner, strike 3 called.
Gary didn't think so.
Greg Luzinski.
So 2 down, and Greg Luzinski struck out, homered, fly to deep center, walked. 1 for 3.
Well, this is who the Phillies want up here. If they're going to have a man to do it, this is the man that can do it for them.
Bouncing ball to Russell's left. He'll do it himself. The Phillies done in the 10th. No runs, a hit, leave a man. So at the end of 9 1/2, it remains a 3-3 tie. Coming up, 8 Eastern time, very shortly. Coverage Game 4, Royals-Yankees at Yankee Stadium. New York leading 2-1 with Guidry going tonight. Here we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. 3-3 tie. And Reggie Smith, 0 for 4, relatively silent during this series.
Well, he's had a lot of problems, bronchitis and everything else. He's lost about 7 pounds during that particular time. And he'd like to get this thing over with and have a few healthy meals and be ready come World Series time.
Doug McGraw did the job in the 9th. Crowd roaring as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. A strike, 0-1. McGraw's 1-2 offering is hit in the air to center field. Maddox posting over. 1 away.
First baseman,
Steve Garvey coming to the plate. 2 for 4. Dodgers, of course, ahead in the series, winning 2 in Philly. The Phillies winning last night. Dodgers trying to clinch. Phillies trying to get even and send it to a 15 tomorrow. The lead has seesawed.
Garvey had a home run off of him in the first game on a screwball down and away, and he started him off with a screwball, thinking he may not be looking for it. Boone moves inside, and the slider hit on the ground to Mike Schmidt.
So they get Garvey.
Cardinal, and it worked.
2 down.
Make him think. Kept it away from him, then came back in on him.
Doug McGraw has shut down all 5 men he has faced, and Ron Cey comes to the plate. Doubled, homered, bounced out twice. 2 for 4.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better script.
Oh. High drama. 2 out, bases empty. 3-3 tie. Bottom of the 10th. One and 0. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. The 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3. 3-0. McGraw wants a new ball. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. So the winning run at first base. Ron Cey at first, and the 2 down Dusty Baker, who's had a perfect day. 3 singles and a double. 4 for 4 today. He's hitting .500 in the series. He is 7 for 14. The 4 hits by Baker, tying a playoff record in the National League. The American League record 5 by Paul Blair of Baltimore at that time in 1969. Baker hits it into center field. Maddox coming in and drops the ball. Cey will have to stop at second.
Well, a little looper into center field, and Gary Maddox looked like he had it all the way. As you can see, he comes charging in. Just hit off the tip of his glove, and official scorer thinks he should have had it too, as they've given Gary Maddox an error. And from this view, you can very well see that he just tried to close it a little bit too quick. When you're running that fast, timing is very important. So now, with nobody out on the board, 2 outs now. I wondered where they went.
Bill Russell, the batter. 1-0. The Dodgers have the pennant at second base. And 2 out. In the bottom of the 10th inning, Ron Cey is there.
Cey doesn't run too bad, but they may be tempted to use a pinch runner in that situation.
The 1-0 pitch is hit into center field for a base hit. Ron Cey being waved in. It's all over as it gets by Maddox. The Dodgers win the pennant again.
picture right there speaks for itself. The Dodgers have won the 1978 National League pennant as Bill Russell loops a single into center field, scoring Ron Cey with run number 4. And as you see right here, it's a curveball that he got up. Russell had it. Maddox's only play was to scoop and throw at the same time, and Ron Cey makes it official. 4-3 Dodgers.
So the error by Gary Maddox prolonged the inning. And for the man they call the Secretary of Defense in Philadelphia, the winter will last forever. And you see Preston Gomez come in to the Dodgers locker room. There is Tommy John. You see Vic Davalillo. The Dodgers have won it again as they beat the Phillies in 4. Terry Forster, the winning pitcher. There is Lasorda. Tommy Lasorda.
Hey, Tommy.
Steve Yeager with Lance Rotson. Don Drysdale is down in the Dodgers locker room. He has done it, says Lasorda. He has become only the second manager in National League history to win pennants back-to-back. Let's go down to Don Drysdale.
Tommy, come here, come here. Okay, Tommy, come on. Tommy, come up here. Tommy. Well, he's got him hugging. Come here, Tommy, I know right now you got to be the happiest guy in the world. I tell you, you got to stand on your feet, pal. You're ready to fall over.
I can't believe it. I'm so proud of these guys. We did it for the devil. Jim Gay, when Russell came to bat, we all said, get a hit, forget him. What a great bunch of guys back there. You know, I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of the entire organization. Everybody worked so hard all year long. I love them. This is the only place to be in the Fall Classic.
Okay, that's Tommy Lasorda. And we'll turn around over here, wait for some of the guys. Terry Forster. Hey, Ronnie. Come here, Ron. Here's another one, the Penguin. Ron Cey. And Ronnie, I'll tell you one thing. You got it going. You scored the winning run, and out there, that's the biggest run you might have scored all your life.
Well, right now it is. There's no question about it. We've had an outstanding series. A lot of guys played extremely well. Bill Russell has been a very clutch hitter for us all year long, and he came through once again for us.
You know, Bill North was sitting down and he says we got the right man in the right spot.
Oh, Billy's been outstanding. I think throughout his career he's been one of the best clutch hitters on our ball club.
And today a big game for you, Ron. You had the double, you scored the home run to tie, and so you've had a big afternoon yourself.
Well, you know, it's just part of our ball club. We've had guys picking each other each and every day, a different guy, and you know, it's been Lopes, it's been Garvey, it's been Russell, it's been Tommy John. And it's really been a superior effort by everybody on our ball club.
Congratulations, good luck. I don't know who you're going to meet, but they got the 4th going to New York pretty soon.
Thanks, Don.
Ron Cey. And let's see. Who has, we got, let's get over here.
We're right where we belong.
Right here. We'll move around. I tell you, there's a lot of hugging going on around here. Where we got it?
Game 4 in '78 was one of the most exciting in championship series history. With a score 3-3, Phillies reliever Tug McGraw sailed through the 9th. But in the 10th, with 2 outs, McGraw walked Ron Cey. He was now faced with the challenge of pitching to Dusty Baker. What followed was the improbable.
Baker hits it into center field. Maddox coming in and drops the ball. Cey will have to stop at second.
All right, 1-0 to Russell. Here's the look. Check of the runner and the pitch on the way. Line drive base at center field. Here comes Cey around third. Hurry for home. The ball game is over. The Dodgers win the pennant. Billy Russell singles to center, and it's all over. The Dodgers win on Russell's line drive single to center field.